Bad asset protection. Here's what not to do in general. Don't wait until a liability accrues or a bad situation happens and then try to move or hide your assets. This is generally very bad advice for most cases. Maybe you have an attorney who specifically understands your situation and they think there's something they can legally do. But in most cases, from my experience, you're going to encounter fraudulent transfer and fraudulent conveyance laws in your jurisdiction. And these laws, in general, are going to say that you cannot transfer assets that are encumbered or you cannot try to move things around after your liability is already accrued. Unfortunately, I've been involved in cases where people have attempted to move assets after the fact. And in today's day and age, with electronic record keeping, with bank accounts, with digitization, with all the ledgers we have, it is often not too difficult to trace it back. And I've been on the side of the people who are trying to get assets back because they were harmed or they needed a settlement from the person who attempted to hide the assets. And when I'm in that role, I just look at the ledgers, look at the documents. This is something that attorneys, CPAs, other financial professionals can do. They can look through the records, they can see what happens. It is often brought out in the course of a lawsuit through what they call discovery, which is basically where both sides get information and documents from each other. There's a discovery phase. Those financial records will get disclosed, and that tracing back will start. And if you try to do that, if you try to hide those assets, in general, it's going to be found. Now, contrast that to things we've talked about here on the channel where you transfer assets before bad things happen, when those assets are unencumbered, and get them into a trust, get them into a business, get them other places, then it may be very hard to go after those assets. So, difference in timing, and that timing is critical. So, don't do it the wrong way. Get the advice sooner than later and start building for your future. If you have questions, drop them below. We always welcome your comments and questions. But we often like to remind you here on the channel that questions and comments on a public forum can be seen by others. So don't put things there you don't want other people seeing, just very general questions or ideas for future videos. If you have specific questions, reach out to an attorney of your choosing. And I hope you subscribe to the channel so we can have more conversations together here in the near future. Thanks for tuning in today, folks.